the leadership of CCM and Mama Samia Suluhu has done a 360-degree turn. Tanzania is the home of horrific torture, horrific violation of human rights. As we speak, an activist from Tanzania, well-known activist, Mdude Nyangali, who disappeared over 100 days ago. He was picked by people believed to be police, Tanzanian police, from his home in a very bloody confrontation. Videos by his family show a house littered with blood. And he has not been heard of since. His crime, just being outspoken against the government of Mama Samia. Now, these are foreigners, as they call them, East Africans, but not nationals of Uganda, but nationals of the Jumuiya, tortured for 3 days non-stop.
Okay, from the way this whole scenario has played out, and you've said you feel the government was complicit of this whole affair, then what would make the presidents of East Africa to conspire to such a thing?
Only them who can answer. Perhaps William Ruto, Mama Samia, and Yoweri Museveni can answer that. But they have definitely collaborated in the oppression of their citizens. You will remember that Maria Sarungi, who lives here, was abducted and was on her way to being renditioned back to Tanzania. She fought, and when it leaked out, Kenyans on Twitter and various other people around the world came onto the matter, and she was released before she could be transported to Tanzania. If Mdude Nyangali, who lives in Tanzania, has disappeared without trace, what would have been the fate of Maria? Last year, just when they were having elections for local government, an official of the Chadema, the main opposition party, was abducted from a bus. He later turned up dead and dosed in acid. Members of Chadema have been harassed. The first day I went to court to observe the case of Tundu Lissu, I found a scene that had just ended confrontation, because I arrived that morning with a 9 o'clock plane. By the minute I arrived in court, it was 10:30, only to hear of bloody confrontations that were there before I arrived. Several officials of Chadema were arrested, some with broken limbs. Members of the public were brutalized. One died. The other one was bitten by a police dog, deliberately unleashed on him. We managed to enter the court unnoticed as observers. We were introduced in court, and I found Western diplomats accredited to Tanzania observing. We all observed. When I came out, I addressed the press. It's not a crime to say what you have seen. There was a denial, a violation of the rights of Tundu Lissu. They had refused to bring him to court physically. They were forcing him to observe the proceedings virtually. He refused, and his lawyers protested vehemently. The court ruled against the request that he be brought personally. But I believe due to pressure from all quarters, the court overturned itself. And on the 19th, the day we were prevented from being there to observe, Tundu Lissu appeared physically in court. I saw footage. The Western diplomats were still in court. Can someone tell me how it is okay for Western diplomats to be observers, but not for citizens of the Jumuiya? And if we were barred from entering Tanzania because Martha Karua, had previously made a statement, what about the two ladies accompanying me, Lini Ngoge and the Council Member of Law Society, Gloria Kimani? What about Dr. Willy Mutunga, Chief Justice Emeritus?